Ham Radio, Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zulu November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by. Your one stop for everything Adventure Radio. It is Sunday, time for a little bit of shenanigans. The last shenanigans of this year. And not only the last one of this year, but also episode 50. Can you believe we did 50 episodes of us just doing nothing but talking stupid stuff?
50.
My goodness. All right. First off, let's thank these guys because they're awesome. And, I'm going to talk a little bit about some goals for next year. That I've done had my goal stream, but I'm going to talk about it. And they're going to be a big part of that. So each and every one of these guys, thank you very much. You've made it an absolutely amazing year, and I hope we make it another amazing year in 2024. Also, we're going to thank these guys, including our newest two YouTube members, Kilo Oscar 4, Whiskey Echo Whiskey, and Kilo Echo 4 Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys very much for joining, and that's two more in the columns that we need. And then we're going to pop over here, and out of nowhere, Kilo 4 Lima, India, just decides he's like, I'm not even on this board. Let me see if I can jump into the top 5. Thank you very much for the huge off-stream donation. And he donated probably when I needed it most last night when I was really aggravated. So shout out to him for that. And we'll talk about that aggravation in a minute. But anyway, Mike, Charlie Uniform 3 Hotel Yankee. What is up, buddy?
The Island Boy.
I now go by the Island Boy. It's doing good. I think I finished the year on a high note.
You Kilo Charlie 3.
No,
Hotel
Kilo
Yankee.
Uniform. That's the one that pops up every day.
I heard somebody call you that the other day. Say Kilo Charlie 3 Hotel.
It was not combobulated.
And I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, they come up with the not bad. I think I finished the year on a high note. Did not finish my goals for this year, but I think I did pretty good.
Oh, God, goals for this year. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second, too. I'm going to rant a lot this stream. Thank you very much for the super chat, Eddie. Eddie is still working it for this quarter. And next week, we just talked about this, actually. Next week, myself and Hayden is drawing for the third quarter and the fourth quarter winners. I'm a little behind, yeah, I know, but it happens. But both of them will be drawn for on next Wednesday, and we will do that on Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you probably should, because just today I did a big post on thanking 5 amazing people. Mash that like button. Yes, do that, Terry. And speaking of Terry, he's one of those 5 amazing people. 5 people hunted me every single day this year. So, there's a lot of people that done the Bailey and Sprott, and hats off to all of them. It's not an easy feat to hunt every day, I guess. But thank you very much, Chris, for the super chat.
Flowing right there.
Got to stay in it running. But to hunt one person every day, you're not just relying on every hunter activator that goes out there. You're relying on that activator. You got to do it his schedule. And 5 people: Kilo 8 Golf Quebec, Kilo November 4 Victor Kilo, Whiskey Yankee and X-Ray, and Whiskey Delta 4 Delta Alpha November hunted me every day this year, and that's just amazing. So shout out to them. Hey, thank you very much for the super chat, Chris. Well, I'll tell you what. After this stream down, we're gonna have a lot of updates to do for the year end thing. Everybody trying to make sure to stay in that top 10 to get in for that drawing.
Keep them rolling.
Thank you very much, Chris. Mm-hmm. Oh, I appreciate each and every one of you. And I'll tell you, this year, I'm going to need that money because I got a lot of stuff coming up. But first, we're going to talk about 2023. I'm glad it's over. I'm so glad it's over. So in November, when all my goals were done, except I had one soda left, and I did that in early December. But in November, I said, I said I wasn't going to do it this year, but I really think I can do this. So I'm going to just add myself, make my CW contacts from 5,000 to 20,000, and I think I'm going to make my sideband contacts from 50,000 to 100. And I'll tell you what, the CW wasn't that bad. I finished it pretty early in December. But the sideband, I was out until about 2 hours ago, still working it. And, I got it done. Actually, thanks to shout out to Kiwa for Lima India again. He was my 100,000th SSB contact this year. So got 100,000 SSB contacts, over 20,000 CW. I'll call it a good year.
Doesn't he get like a Volvo or something?
I should be getting a Volvo.
Yeah.
Should be getting something. I sure ain't gonna get a baby and a Sprado board, even though I've done it for 2 years straight, because we all know they're never going to make that an official award. The hardest thing you can do in POTA, and it's not an award.
We might have to talk to the Protector of the North about that.
Don't get me started on that one.
Someone bought 5 slices of pizza. Well, thank you very much, someone. If we had that name, we'd tell who it was, but I'll probably figure it out when I look at the emails. Hayden, thank you for putting that up there. But this is where I'm going to go on my rant. It's going to be kind of a short rant today. It's going to be really short, actually. Short like the bands are not. I hate wintertime. It's cold. I end up activating in the cars too much. And in West Virginia, the second it gets dark, every band, no matter what, goes psycho long. And the majority of my hunters are East Coast hunters. I had a huge rove planned for last night. I didn't think the bands would hold out for it. I don't know what Dan's got going on here.
We're listening to
You're
you.
muted.
I didn't think the bands would hold out for it.
I'm looking at you giving your rant. Go ahead.
Okay. But I scheduled 20. Well, I scheduled 22 because I wanted to do 20. But I thought 10 would be possible. And let me tell you, after the first couple, I said, I'm about done with this. I decided that I was going to save some of them. Hey, thank you very much. Thanks for the super chat, Terry. And yeah, even 80 meters sucked last night. 80 meters don't normally suck in the winter. But I hate all y'all. I hate each and every one of y'all. Anyway, needless to say, I decided to save that pizza money and live to fight another day and came home early. So that's about all of that. We'll stop because if I don't, Dan and Hayden ain't gonna get to enjoy the show because I don't know. One of y'all talk before I get aggravated some more.
No, we like it. Go ahead. I made a New Year's resolution.
Okay,
What
here
is
we
it?
go. Speaking of shenanigans.
Yeah. All of my activations in 2024, starting maybe tonight, I'll go out. They're all going to be on whatever main frequency I'm on, .69. And if you don't tune me in, I'm just going to tell you sound a little bit off frequency, QRZ. That's my shenanigan contribution to 2024. Even CW is going to be .69.
Is that the 34.5 challenge?
Here's
Absolutely.
the thing. So you're saying you want us to tune you exactly in on CW, correct? That's what you're saying.
To listen to me.
Yeah, because we frown on zero beating.
I went out today and did a CW activation just to get an early jump on the new year. That one of my goals, and even running 5 watts, man, everybody zero beat me was a damn nightmare. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Man's kind of crappy this morning though. 40 was acting weird. I couldn't hear the people I normally hear, and people couldn't hear me. So.
They were crappy. Like, I woke up early this morning because I was like, I'm gonna get the last half of these numbers out of the way real quick. I only needed like 340-ish this morning. And I went to the first 3 parks and didn't have that. And that's like, normally that's 1 park, maybe 2.
Yep.
But 3 and still didn't have it?
Yeah. If anybody worked me CW this morning, I apologize for all the question marks you got, because I'm still very newbie on CW, but I'm not going to put QRS in there. I got my keyer set for 18, and I'm going to pump it up rapidly from there. So if I question mark you, don't slow down. Just send it again. So I really don't want somebody to slow down, because I want to learn it quickly. So.
I understood you loud and clear in CW.
Yeah.
But maybe that's because you were sending CW on my sideband frequency. But
punches right through every time, man. It's like a knife. It's just, what pile up? I'm in there.
You know, I wonder what the hunters think, because I actually put Dan on hold because there was a park to park. I was like, hold on one. Dan throws CW out. And I was like, hold on, Dan. I was like, park to park. I work a park to park. And then I was like, Whiskey Delta 4, Delta Alpha November. Then he answers in CW again.
They're probably like, what?
They're all like, what's going on?
Yeah. I love doing that. I mean, it's a lot easier for me when I'm at work, because I'm on a conference call or something like that. I really just can't talk while I'm talking to somebody else. And I don't care how big a pileup is, CW will just punch right through it, because it's something that you're not used to hearing, and it's totally different from what you are hearing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if you were able to, and you were on CW and somebody punched through with a voice, it would stick out like a sore thumb, no matter how big your CW pileup was. You know, so I love it. It's a good way to do a cross mode. So.
I love it when it happens too, and you know, I've had people be out with me and they'll hear CW, and they're like, "Oh, well, that's Dan. He's the only person that could possibly do that way, right?" I'm like, "No, that's Robbie."
I got to put that up there. We were at the Reed Bingham yesterday. We had a 3-op activation. Me, Robbie, ended up 4 because Eddie came, and Philip KA4 KOE, and James called in from the house and called in to hunt us, and it was Philip's turn to call CQ, and Philip said the BZN station stand by, and me and Robbie looked at each other at the same time, went, ooh.
Yeah,
I heard that one. Yeah, I heard that one.
Like, I literally, I almost was calling for the soldiers. Like I had Hayden on speed dial,
and the mic got to me. The mic got to me in the middle. I said, "QRK, stand by. We heard you, buddy."
Yeah, I know. Hey, thank you very much for the huge super chat, Hayden, and thank you very much, Kilo Echo 4 Eastern Standard Time. Appreciate you guys very much.
Happy New Year, buddy. I hope that helps you.
I appreciate it, because, so here's the thing. A lot of people is probably like, why is these people donating? He didn't even put out any goals with numbers for next year. If you think that because I didn't put numbers out, I'm not going to be busy next year, you're sadly mistaken.
You're going to be busier next year. It's going to be your first full year.
You know, first off, I put out the challenge, because I let it be known on when a king takes over a kingdom and there's peace for so many years, they get fat and they die of gout. Well, you know what? I'm already fat, but I don't want to die of gout. So I gotta get some other people thinking, oh, he's getting fat and going to get the gout. We gotta take over. We gotta take over. So I challenged them, to don't just be number one in one thing. Be in the top of everything. You know what I'm saying? Give it a run this year, somebody, and then in 2025, the king will see it as you've declared war, and he'll come back out and smack that butt and put you back down in the stocks where you belong. Because this is my kingdom.
Yeah,
and that's how I roll.
That's what I'm gonna do till like June or July. I'm just gonna chill, just 1 or 2 hunts a day, just to keep the hunter belly sprite, maybe. And then everybody's gonna be like, man, you ain't doing much this year. Okay. When y'all burn out, the last half of the year is mine.
But now that doesn't mean I'm not going to be busy. I'm still going to hang around, top 10ish in all the categories. I'm still going to be when my Patreons say, "Hey man, I need 16 contacts at this park." I'm still going to be the one that going out there getting them. I'm still going to be doing big, crazy, stupid rows. I'm still going to do the Bailey Sprott, and I'm still going to issue the PZN challenge, and we're going to talk about that in a minute too. But I'm not going to worry about numbers. They are what they are because I don't. This is 2 years straight. I was out on December 31st, and not because of original goals, but because goals I added in the end of the year. And I don't want to do that next year. I want to have. There might be some times when I say, you know what, I'd like to do this tomorrow. I'm going to activate an early and late shift and have my Bailey Sprott in, and then I'll just do this tomorrow. And if I have time, I'll get one more. If I don't, I don't. And then the next day I might do 7 parks just to make up for it. I'm still going to be just that busy, but I've got some things that I got to do. I've got some programs that I'm going to run this year for you guys. And one of them is I'm going to do the PZN challenge again. I'm going to issue it right now. I challenge everybody out there to hunt me every day of the year. But next year it's going to be harder because I'm going to tell you, after 6 months and I was down to the same 5 that finished, if one of them didn't show up on my first activation, I send them messages saying, "Hey, I'm activating again in 40 minutes. You better be there. This is your only shot of today." Or I'd be messaging in Discord, "Hey, where you at? You need this hunt." All right, number one, I'm not going to do that next year. You're going to have to pay attention. Number two, there are going to be a few times that I will do that. Activate an early and late shift. So you better get that late shift. Every time you see me on late shift, you better get me. But number three, because everybody said it was so hard, and a couple people, even Terry today, I met up with Terry to give him some challenge when there's a mail out and stuff, gave him his retirement gift and stuff. He said, I'm going to do the PZN challenge. He said, but if I miss, I'm not going to really worry about it. I said, well, you may want to wait till tonight to make that decision. Because next year, if you've hunted me the first quarter every day, I'm going to take every name that's in that and I'm going to put them in a drawing. And me and Hayden's going to go on Twitter and we're going to draw out we're going to draw out a number, and that person's going to receive a gift.
Or X.
And then the second quarter, if you're still in it, we're going to take every name and we're going to do it again. And that gift's going to be bigger than the first quarter. And then the third quarter, it's going to be bigger. And then on December 31st, if you hunted me all year, it's going to be a really nice gift. So there's going to be an incentive next year. Now, I'm not saying everybody that does it is going to get that. I'm saying we're drawing.
Thank you, James, for the super chat.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you, James. That's program number 1 that I'm going to work on next year. Which we did it this year, but this time I'm going to give back a little bit.
He is. Yeah, he is.
Wants you to FT8 more.
Yeah. He told me that in private. He said he's going to be working on that. He's going to do a lot of FT8 only activations.
Yeah. I'm going to do it under the call Whiskey Delta 4 Delta Alpha November.
Matter of fact, he said he's going to do the entire Bailey Sprott and slow scan TV. So.
You think I can't? You think I can't? You think I couldn't? See, now I'm not getting sucked into people like you this year. Shut up, Dan. That's my problem. I'm too competitive. And I'm still scared about this year of getting to about June. And I'm like, God, these people have got crap numbers. I'm just going to take back over this. They can't do nothing. It scares me. I'm way too competitive. But anyway, all right, program number 2. This one I'm really excited about. This is going to be my youth program. And I'm still not going to give out all the information because I'm going to do a whole live stream on this program. But I do want to put it out there once again. I'm looking for the best two youths in ham radio. One, I think I'm going to do one at 13 and under and one 14 and over.
Oh,
And
I think we missed the age cutoff.
yeah, you guys ain't going to happen.
Youth at heart.
Dan might do the 14 and under. But anyway, and those youths that get approved to go into this challenge, and I got a couple of them picked out, but I've got several slots left. So if you are a parent and you think your youth is the best kid in POTA, send me a message. We'll get it in, because
yes, you do, Eddie.
These youths are not only going to compete, but they're going to compete in front of me, because I'm going to go to where they're at, and we're going to do some things together, and I'm going to film this stuff. And then when it's all over, there's going to be 3 judges that I am no part of, because I'm not picking between these youths. But there's going to be 3 judges that make the decision.
I can see James walking around with a clipboard in front of him.
Oh yeah, I'll drill and
You have not
you
done
wait.
it properly.
Listen, if I don't make an 11-year-old cry, I'm not doing my job, right?
Tough love.
To what? To youths.
But anyway, I'm not going to give too much information about that one out, because I do want to. I got a big plan for that, because the youth is where it's at, and that's where I've always been dedicated to, is getting youth into ham radio.
Now, we do have to clarify, since it's this Shenanigans. When you say youth, is that physically or mentally?
Mentally, we'd all be in that age bracket.
If I said it was mentally, I would have so many signups. There's no way I could. There's no way that I could actually get out there and be out there with all y'all.
You're already out here with all of us.
Because everybody in this screen right now would be signed up, including myself.
That's true.
And we all know that mentally, if it was a special needs challenge, we all know that Terry's going to win on his hover round.
Yeah, we can't compete with that. So you have to make it fair.
And
That's what he said.
And speaking of that, I'm not going to call them out, but they're going to get mad as soon as I say it. But I got the chance to activate with somebody, and I made them run the mic, and instead of saying CQ Parks in the air, CQ Parks in the air, blah, 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 calling CQ Parks in the air, they said, City Parks on the air, City Parks on the air, this is. And I was like,
City.
What are you talking about? City Parks in the air.
It's a new program.
Well, that's better than using an S.
Yeah, it's shenanigans. I got to call people out. Right now, they're cussing me, I'm sure.
All in good fun.
Oh. Anyway, Mike, what you got coming up? I'm not going to talk this whole stream. I've got a bunch more that I'm going to talk about, but let's talk to Mike for a minute.
That's what I want to know. What does Mike have coming up for the new year?
I think I spoke to you guys last week. Not last week because I didn't make it, but I'm putting together a ground station for a satellite.
Oh.
But you guys can't hear me. You guys can't work me because it's Europe, Middle Asia, and a little bit of Brazil only. It's the QO 100, Qatar Oscar 100, geostationary satellite.
That sounds like a challenge.
It is pretty cool. And my challenge is going to try and get 100 DXCC on it, which is very hard.
Nice.
That's my challenge.
That's definitely something cool. I really want to get into satellites. I've got most of the gear now.
Not just the ground station for the shack to be able to work it every day, but also I'm already setting up to get stuff to do portable satellite from POTA for POTA.
Yeah,
So
that's
going to
what
be
I want
very
to do.
interesting. That's very interesting right there.
You're doing all that over there on the island before you get running in water. I'm impressed right now.
You have to be impressed. It's not easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to get some floaters so I can have 1 foot in the water and 1 foot in land.
That's a good idea, actually.
A pontoon,
Will you be
kind of.
like half maritime mobile at that point, or?
It depends on which side of the frequency I'm on.
Boat.
If it's USB or LSB.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Thank you for almost heaven, Pete.
So yeah,
It's the
and I
best
think I'm
place
going
to
to
be.
continue.
One
I'm
of,
going to
one of,
continue doing the non-award from POTA.
one of my favorite people to work in West Virginia, right there, because it's always 5'9" from West by God. Pete is also the mapping coordinator for Maryland and does a really good job.
Oh, really?
Because when people email him, he answers them.
Maybe he should be the mapping coordinator for almost heaven.
He should be for the mapping coordinator for the state he lives in. I wish he was. It was quite funny because yesterday I was out and Toby sent me a message or something, and she asked me, said, "Hey, can you tell me the coordinates to Kilo 0911?" And that's a part that I activated once in 2021. But as soon as she said it, I knew exactly what she's talking about. I said, Toby, I'll dig my notes up for you for that. She wanted the West Virginia version of it. It's multiple states. But I said, I'll dig my notes, but I can tell you it was a pain in the butt to find. I do remember it very well.
Is that the one you had to go through the river?
No.
That's the the Ripper one. Terry said he was going to kilo next year.
But she said, oh well, he's out there looking for it now. Said he's on the phone with the West Virginia mapping coordinator, and I said he ain't gonna know where it is. He ain't never been to none of the parts in West Virginia.
Wait, so he answers phone but not email?
Evidently, I don't know how somebody got his phone number because I'd blow him up to try to. I'd say, hey, won't you check your email? But anyway, we won't talk about him because I'll get on another rant.
It is the time. 'Tis the season.
Listen, I appreciate all the volunteers for POTA, but if you're going to volunteer, at least do what you volunteered for. Kind of like the media guy for POTA.
Did I read that?
If you're going to volunteer for the media,
did I read that? Did I read that ticker right? The QRP Bailey Hunter Sprott.
Yes, sir.
Man, that is awesome, dude.
You did hear it right.
That is awesome. I couldn't imagine.
But thank you very much for the 5 pieces of pizza. Appreciate you very much, buddy.
It is hard enough with 1.5K.
You got that right.
Watts.
Listen, and he comes in. I mean, now he is in the top half of my state, but he always comes in loud and clear when he hunts me. And I may not necessarily be in my state when he hunts me either. So I always hear him well. There's some good QRP stations out there. That PP man, he's mediocre at it.
Speaking of that, he's in the chat. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got me park to park once today, and then I actually hunted him at the second park to park.
I should have called Mike this morning after my activation, asked why he didn't hunt me.
Look at that. Pete said PP Man was his first and last QSO of 2023.
Very nice.
That's pretty cool.
Was that a planned thing or just
happened?
What's the word? Serendipitous or whatever it's called.
Serendipity.
Anyway, what about you, Hayden? What do you got coming up for 2024?
Well, we've got the Morse code stuff going on. I'm up to 6 letters right now. And I want to do some more. well, we've got the Captain John Smith Trail that is basically the whole Chesapeake Bay. So anytime I take the boat out, so that's going to be my next kilo. I've been playing around with some ideas of doing a dipole on the boat. All preliminary. Might make a video of it. Probably not.
I'll make a video
We
of it.
may. When I had this sailboat, I had the best 20-meter dipole because I had a 30-foot mast or 35-foot mast, and you just bring it down. It was the best support for a dipole. But now I have the power boat, so I got to figure out what I'm going to do. And I'm thinking that the Eagle One is a quarter wave vertical, so I might be playing around with a quarter wave dipole and using the mast off the fly bridge and playing around with that.
It's not really a quarter wave though. It's close.
Well, it's close. It's close enough for my tuner, so I'm happy with that.
There you go.
But we're gonna, I kicked around the idea of doing a Eagle One dipole, but I got to get a second Eagle One before I can play around with that.
I've got two.
You got one that you don't use?
No.
Oh. Well, there you go. I've got to get another one, and figure out some way of mounting it. And
I will say that since I've got my new one, I'm even more back in love with Eagle One than I had been for a while, because ever since the whole tire changing incident when they messed up my Eagle One and crammed all my wire in there, that thing was a pain in the butt. So
yeah,
it's nice to, when you're actually bringing the thing up or down, that the wire goes itself and you don't have to guide it. And because when you're reaching like this, it gets a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
I've always liked the idea of taking the Eagle One and matching them up and doing like a horizontal dipole with it, just to see what it would do.
Hey, people do crazy things with them, Dennis.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'll probably get the boat back in the water and activate Captain John Smith Trail and do a couple islands that are near me. Go from there.
Cool deal. So I also wanted to do a program this year. Don't ask me why I've all of a sudden decided that I'm going to do all these programs. Because, it's not like I don't have enough to do, but I want to do these things. And I'm going to call it Healthy Hams. And I'm going to challenge everybody out there to be in the Healthy Hams program. And what do you got to do to be in the Healthy Hams program? You got to use ham radio in some way to make you healthier. Because when you think of hams, you don't really think of healthy people. You think of people that sit in a shack and get these big old beer bellies and these bald heads and, get on the air and try to run off parts from the air station. And by the way, I think there was a tune-up contest today, because the guy from East Alabama, he got my vote for winning. Like he had the best tune-up of the day. But anyway, I don't care how you do it. You can do anything. My way of doing it is I'm going to start incorporating a lot more hiking into my ham radio and a lot more biking into my ham radio. But you can do it as a hunter. You can say, okay, well, I typically drink 18 Dr. Peppers a day. Don't know where that number came from or anything, but you can say, all right, well, when I'm sitting down the hunt parks on the air, I'm going to drink water while I'm hunting parks in the air, and I'm just going to drink my Dr. Pepper when I eat. That's you're in the Healthy Hams right there. You're making yourself healthy, and I don't care how you do it, but I want to hear the stories. I want to hear how you're using ham radio to make you healthy this year, because again, you don't want to get fat and to get the gout and die.
Or you really have a problem with gout.
Or diabetes.
Listen, This is my story, and I'm sticking to it. The gout. People think that COVID is what's taking people out. It's the gout. It's really the
It's
gout.
the gout.
It's a conspiracy. They're hiding it, and everybody's hiding the gout.
Do they have a 15-minute rapid test for that?
A 15-minute what rapid test?
Rapid test for that?
Yes. It's at Mink Shoals. I can get you the address, or you can look it up on QRZ under QO8 Golf Quebec. Everybody just show up. He prefers you show up about 2 a.m. to take his test. Take your test.
Oh, that's over there in Breeden.
Terry does like. Listen, I'm upset because tomorrow's the first year,
no.
and my buddy Terry don't even get to go out and activate because he spent all these years running up steps hunting people, and he's just totally wore his knee out, and he retired, and now he can't even walk anymore. So
Wait, you done messed it up.
No.
Eddie, unless you're wanting to lose weight by losing your head, you're going to change that goal really because briskets is what makes people healthy. Okay.
Yeah, it's a high protein diet, dude.
There you go. Keto.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what, Eddie? I'm willing to compromise. Eddie, no brisket all year except for when you're making it specifically for the king. You can't make anybody else, including yourself, brisket all year. But when the king comes around, you can make as much as you want.
Well, I don't know where
replacing briskets with hot dogs. I don't think that's going to help anybody's health.
Yeah.
All right, Dan. What you got coming up? Interests me.
Nothing. I mean, we talked about my goals, just better.
I know we talked about goals, but see, none of this stuff that I even mentioned.
Yeah. Other than doing every activation on an odd frequency.
.69.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything.
So listen, he's going to do so. If Dan says 7269, it'll be 7269.69.
Yeah.
But he's doing a lot of CW. So when he says 7044.69, make sure you go to 704.69 and zero beat him. So
no, go 169 and don't beat it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
You know what? I'll tell you what. I look forward to a lot of CW this year because that is one of my goals is getting a lot better at CW. But it's going to be a fun year. I'm really excited about my goal of. I did throw a number out there. I threw a number of 10 out there. 10 new Patreons to activate with.
Mm-hmm.
So 10 Patreons that I have that I haven't already activated with is going to activate with me this year, which is easy to do because I have plenty to choose from. And that's going to start in spring. Well, I don't know if it might start before that, but spring, I know there's going to be several new Patreons activate with me because we are doing a Patreon meetup in Murphy, North Carolina. And I know 4 or 5 new ones that'll be there and some of the old ones.
It'll start in February for sure.
Maybe. I don't know if any new ones will be there. No, they will. You know what? Because me and you got that special activation.
Oh.
It's one of those secret squirrels.
Activate on 39.62 around 2.
3962. Oh, is it like a net or something?
It's a colonoscopy net.
I don't know what net's there.
You said at 0200, like in the morning? Is that local time or UTC?
Okay, 0002. So that.
I mean, that'll be what, 9?
Yeah, it'd be 9.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There's a lot of those on
Good old
AUs.
boys.
The round tables is what they call them.
Listen, once you get on 75 meters, once you get in that high 80 meters and they start calling it the 75-meter van, it's nothing but it's. I like to activate there, but you get a lot of them up there.
Well, I mean, I'll be on 3962.69.
All you got to do is have a secret activation.
I'll get on 3961.69.
There you go.
All you got to do is tune up to their frequency and have a secret activation. Get all their call signs, put them in your log, and have a chat with them. They won't even know they're pulled up.
People like that. James Jenner asked Texas. Okay, James, there is a slight possibility that I may cross the top of Texas around Amarillo on the way back from Utah. I was mapping this out last night, and I'm going across like the middle upper half of the states to Utah, then dropping down through Nevada and California and coming back through the bottom half of the states. So I will probably be coming through around Amarillo, and that will be mid-July.
Hope you're going to be over there in the heat.
Yep. It's going to be hot.
Oh. Better drink plenty of water.
Yeah, none of them.
You better be a healthy ham while you're over there.
None of them Dr. Peckers.
Yeah.
Good. I think we're all set up. I think it's going to be a great year, guys.
It's definitely going to be a great year.
Yeah.
I'm excited because I don't got to worry about numbers. How long would? All right, here's the bet between. All right, I'm going to let you guys have some fun now.
All right. Before we say it's a great year,
what month am I going to cave and start worrying about numbers? Hayden, you get it first time because you've been here the longest.
What was your question?
What month am I going to cave and start worrying about numbers?
March.
All right, Dan, you're second longest.
September.
All right, Mike.
I'm going to go one further and say October.
All right, Hayden says March. Dan is September. Mike is October.
Close to Thanksgiving.
Wait. All right.
No takes backs. No
I might
backs.
want to change mine because I know how rapidly you get bored.
Are you gonna
how rapidly you get bored?
Are you gonna Price is Right me?
No. I mean, can I change my answer?
Yeah,
I'll be very specific actually. January 20th.
Okay.
There you go.
Listen, I'm going to make sure Dan loses this.
February 31st.
Because here's the thing. It's cold in West Virginia right now.
Yeah.
And only having to do like one activation a day while it's cold. And not that that's going to be one a day, but I'm just saying if it's super, that ice storm cold and only having to do one and not 6 is amazing feeling.
Yeah.
Put PP Man down for February 2nd.
Put PP Man down for what?
February
2nd. It's still too early, but sure. I don't leave for Florida till the 4th or 5th.
That's why. Oh, and Chris says May.
Which Chris?
Kapow.
Yeah.
Charlie Golf, Charlie.
Honestly, if I think of it, James Jenner says September the 27th. He's specific. If I had to guess who was the closest right now, if it was going to happen, I would probably say Mike. And why I would say Mike is because October will be when I go to Canada.
Mm.
And I'm gonna be up there, and I'm gonna all of a sudden hit, 150 new parks without even driving across town.
You're going to stand in the middle of a field up there and hold your arms up and spin
And I'd
around
be
in a
like-
circle. 30 new parks.
I'll be like, wow, this is easy. I could stay up here an extra week and triple everybody else.
Yep.
Funny stuff. Funny stuff. Anyway,
What they don't tell you, though, is your Canadian-based QSOs, once you cross back over the border, they get removed from your POTA account. So you're either going to have to move one way or the other.
Do you have to get a new call sign when you go up there?
no,
You
I
can.
can. I can do
Oh,
stroke if I want
You're
to.
gonna stroke it?
No, I'm not.
Ooh. V8 PZN.
Stroke V3.
No.
Or is it the other way around?
I'm gonna probably, more than likely, unless I change my mind, I'm gonna be Victor Alpha 3 Papa Zulu November.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
That's a good idea, Mike. All right. So your QSOs don't get removed from POTA; they just get adjusted by the exchange rate when you come back. So you might get 1 out of 4, 1 out of 3.
So you might come back with more than you made up there.
Now
Plus or minus tax.
You got to realize when the king crosses over into Canada, that's going to make the exchange rate go crazy.
When you come back over, you got to pay duty on your QSOs.
Canadian dollars is going to like skyrocket. They're going to be like, the king's in the country. The king's in the country. So, if I do have to pay duty, I happen to be really good friends with Robbie, and Robbie is the master of duty.
That he is. He
And
pays duty.
Speaking of Robbie, I don't know if you can see it or not.
Speaking of duty,
but
I'm your Huckleberry.
There we go. Compliments of Mr. Robbie.
That reminds me, I need to get some patches made up for Uncle Terry. Yes, heard him yesterday evening, I believe.
Yeah, I got him yesterday evening too.
It's hard in the evening times, Eddie, on 40 especially because it's so damn long now. So you actually have a better chance in the evening times right now of working somebody in Oregon than you do in northern Georgia.
Yeah. Like it's 40 meters. Once it hits dark, it's over. Like, if you're not hitting West Coast, you're hitting DX.
Yeah.
I crush California anymore in 40 meters. Absolutely crush it. That's right. Smash that like button.
Yeah, people
There's
say
only 4 likes. There's only 4 likes, and I don't think it's everybody in the channel right now.
You got to refresh.
Yeah, you got to refresh.
Dang it, Bobby.
That's the problem I've been having. I've been complaining about nobody liking, and it's my own fault.
Yeah, the last month, people have been saying on Discord, man, 40 meters is crap. 40 meters is crap, and I'm sitting there just blowing up California and Oregon and Washington. It's like, wow.
31. All right.
Speaking of the chat, if you're going to attempt the PZN challenge this year, put a 1 in there. I want to see what names we get thrown out there that's going to attempt the PZN challenge.
I'll do this for you, James. I'll try and get you every time you come down to 20. Will that count? Because I can't work you on 40. So I have a handicap right there. So yeah, I'll try and work it every time you come down to 20.
Larry's going to try. Eastern Standard Time's going to try. Uncle Terry's going to try.
So will that count for me, James?
You know, Mike, I'm just going to go to 20 every day until you drop out. So yeah, we'll do that. But I'm just going to go to 20 every single day until
you better be prepared to drop whatever the hell is you're doing. Like you can be in the middle of an event, a wedding, taking pictures. You got to tell that bride and groom, hold on a second, I got to go out to my truck.
Now, the thing is, listen, he's telling the truth because I know for a fact the Pearsons had to hunt me from a wedding
and baseball games. Yeah. Yep.
And you're not going to be able to do it if you're not following in Discord.
Well, you can.
Some of them aren't spotted.
That's true. That's true. If you're not in Discord, you're going to lose this challenge because you got to watch Discord. Ham alerts won't always do it because ham alerts only going to pop up if I spot or if I'm doing CW or FD8.
Or what?
But if I do a secret,
did he say FD8?
Mike, did he say FD8?
I'm saying ham alerts will work. If I didn't say it.
I could have swore he said he's going to activate FD8.
I that's what I heard.
That's what I got. Yeah.
And if you want to join our Discord, click on that link in the chat.
Chris said, I'm pretty sure my wife said no.
Yeah.
I'll honestly try, James, but I'm going to be working nights again, so it better be in the afternoon.
You're also going to have to be like Terry and put up with injuries related to the PZN challenge by like running down a hill and falling and busting your knee trying to get to the radio.
Terry, I haven't seen a one from you. Oh, there it is. Yeah, he did vote. Okay. Dan, you going to do it?
Nope.
Oh,
man. Look at that face.
Look there.
He's going to do it.
So already, that means Terry or the Pearsons can only be the ones that's going to be the 2 years back to back.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they already know that they've got it up on Dan.
That's right.
Plaque event don't mean nothing to the PZN challenge winners. because the PZN challenge is fair across the board.
Yeah.
Everybody is assessed with the same goal.
If you get to the end of the year and you're still in it and you get to the drawing, is it going to be like for a Sprinter van?
You know, I just said it's going to be good. You never know because the way my supporters are, it might be a Sprinter van, Dan.
How about this? All right, so
it might be a warehouse full of peanut butter, Dan.
Okay, since I'm not gonna. Okay, so part to parts count as hunts, and I'm gonna do a lot more CW activations, so you can't count those. But what if I get the belly sprot?
I'm your Huckleberry.
By hunting you, the PZN challenge the next year, but you are the only person that I hunt all year long, minus any part to parts that come in.
I don't see that happening.
Wouldn't that be something, though?
It would be something, but I don't see that happening.
Yeah. I mean, I think you should get like a bonus prize or honorable mention or something if that happens.
No, I'm saying I don't see it happening from you. You're too big of a hunter.
Yeah.
There's people out there that will be fine with that. There's activators that are, oh yeah, I'll just hunt James. I'll do that.
Mm-hmm. Are you activating during the New Year hour? UTC, maybe, not Eastern time.
Probably not. Probably not, because the New Year hour, it literally starts in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Unless you're talking about the real New Year hour.
No, I won't be up at midnight.
I'm an hour away from my Happy New Year.
But after the fiasco last night, no, I'm content to do my first activation of 2024 tomorrow in the sun.
You're not going to do a road tonight?
No, sir.
That was a nightmare, wasn't it?
No, sir.
It was brutal.
Not going to happen.
Did you say to yourself, all right, I think I'm done with this?
Yeah, I really did. Actually, those exact words came out of my mouth. as soon as I went in QRT that second time, I said, "Yeah, I think I'm done with this."
Yeah.
Well, actually, they come out my words while I was doing CW during the second one. When 80 meters didn't work,
yeah,
I said, "No, there ain't no way I'm going to struggle through this." So. Anyway, I got a lot more stuff that I'm going to do this year. If you don't know what my goals are, you should probably rewatch that goal stream because I got some cool adventurous stuff that's going to happen. My favorite goal next year is to do that 78-mile bike trail and activate the whole time. Well, not the whole time I'm doing it, but the trail itself is a park. And there's 5 or 6 parks that I will be going through during it. So
why don't you bike to Utah?
That's not gonna happen, bud.
Yeah. Well, that'll be the whole healthy ham thing.
No,
You
I'm
know?
not activating. I'm not activating Chief Hogan after the stream tonight. I'm going to probably actually hop on Jason's happy hour stream in a little bit. So I'm probably not going to do nothing. Your goal can't be to get fatter, Terry. Healthy hams, healthy hams.
It might be healthier for him to get a little fatter. Put some meat on them bones, Uncle Terry.
I need to put some muscle around that knee. You'd think he'd have plenty of muscle on his legs as many steps as he's done. But I think he just wore out all the cartilage.
That's why his knee blew out. He ain't been exercising it, going up and down the steps 18 times a day.
Anyway, all right, we're going to start wrapping it up because I'm sure Charlie or Frank is getting ready to stream. And for me, I'm definitely going to probably be over on Jason's stream in a little bit. I'm probably not going to stay the whole time, but I'll be there for a little bit hanging out.
What time's that start?
9 o'clock Eastern.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's when it is anyway. But I'll be back out tomorrow, starting 2024. I'm still, even though I'm not doing numbers, I'll still do a monthly update and put my numbers out. And I'll put the goal statistics out because there is plenty of goals in there that I've set for the year. It's just I'm not saying I'm going to get 50,000 QSOs here and I'm going to get 1,000 active. Because I killed all of them. I absolutely slaughtered them. Every goal that I did, I slaughtered. That's why I ended up in November making new goals, and I hated it. So I'm just going to try things different. I'm going to do more for you guys this year. I'm more about, you message me, say, hey, it's my goal to work you at Niagara Falls. I'll try. Especially if you're like Steven and you're like, hey, it's my goal to work at Niagara Falls. Here's a $500. I'm like, cool, Niagara Falls tomorrow. But it's more about adventure this year, and I got a lot of personal YouTube goals since I went full-time YouTube and streaming, and if you ain't listen, if you don't follow me on other social medias. I'm active everywhere now. Like Monday, I put a TikTok out. Tuesday's a YouTube short. Wednesday is stream. Thursday, a video drops. Friday and Saturday is supposedly just for filming, but I do still do it. And Sunday, we stream right here. As well as Twitter and Instagram, get pictures every week. So, you can find all those links in my Linktree account, as well as discount codes and everything else. But thanks, everybody, for all the donations tonight. And thanks for a great year. You guys rock.
Yeah, for sure.
73, everybody. And we'll catch you later.
73
Happy
guys.
New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.